Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. I am so lost. I am so lost. What I just watched? What? So this is Married to Medicine season 5? No, season 6. Season 6, episode 3. Crabby Ladies. So the episode starts off with Dr. Scott. Because I keep calling him Dr. Chris. So Dr. Scott, he comes home, and of course, Contessa's trying to figure out what's going on here. And he was saying how, Toya, for whatever reason, isn't featuring Contessa's excuse. I understand Toya's point of view about just letting me know in advance. But the whole thing is, Contessa clearly is swept up in something more important and more time-consuming, and so that's her way of reacting to it. And that hurt Toya's feelings, but how Toya reacted is the reason why Contessa's probably like, dang, I was actually going to go and apologize or whatever, but now, why would I do that? And that's what people need to realize. That's the main issue. It's not the fact that Toya is just upset, period. It's that Contessa still had her husband show up in her place, explain what happened. It's like, dang, this isn't the Toya Harris show. I think her last name's Harris. Come on now. And that's what it feels like. It feels like that, well, because it wasn't the way that I wanted it to be done, and then I'm not happy. Come on now. Toya, we know that you're a good friend, but sometimes the focus gets put on the wrong places. Now, we see it's essentially, again, the first 30 to 35 minutes is a family-oriented type of environment. Contessa is dealing with her father that has Crohn's disease, or at least that's what she initially is being told. Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly, they go and they want to do a paintball thing. Dr. Heavenly actually set this up because she wanted to invite Quad, which she did. The whole premise of inviting Quad was to have a really cute girls' night, and, well, it was during the day, but just to bring Quad out into the open. Now, Dr. Heavenly's trying to figure out, Quad, she's there and she's canoodling with her sisters, but what about us? And Dr. Jackie says, look, it's true. I would have, with what happened with her husband, just talking about it, period. It was hard, but it was helpful. But talking about it, I would go to someone in the group who's dealt with similar issues before just going to the entire group. But the biggest thing is that right now, Quad's not going to anyone in their group. And it's becoming very hurtful to some of the ladies. But Quad, she continued this whole track of, now I understand, Sister Circle had recently gotten picked up at the time. So I do believe part of it is Quad really was putting more of her attention to her job. And it was brand new. I know that, yes, in theory, if she really wanted to make it work, she could have. We know that. But we know she didn't really want to make it work with them at the time. So why are we trying to fake the funk? Maybe it's because we're outsiders looking in. It's more obvious. But Dr. Jackie said, oh, okay, so Quad isn't coming to the paintball? All right. Let's just go anyway. So Dr. Jackie versus Dr. Heavenly, and Dr. Heavenly lost as we expected because this is about being physical and being quick, and we know Dr. Jackie has that in the bag. So Dr. Heavenly didn't stand a chance. Did not stand a chance. It was actually really funny. It was really funny to see. What is that? Anyway. Oh, Lord. Dr. Simone is teaching her child, her baby, the baby of the family, how to drive. I believe it's Michael that's the baby of the family. That was a nice practice car, I'll tell you that. I definitely wasn't practicing in anything nice or luxury because, that was a mess as far as me initially driving. I'm an overthinker, so the really easy and obvious stuff is like the hardest stuff to me because my mind says there has to be more to this. Overcomplicate. It's a lot. But I'm thinking, wait, we didn't even start the car, but we're trying to go somewhere. And poor thing. She tried to show him how to parallel park. Ooh. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. That's what practice is for. That is what practice is for. Now, the important thing is when they get in the house, because they're in the north house, due to the fact that um, Dr. Simone and Cecil are not living together. Now, Michael was the one who was really hurt by his parents not living together. Well, by the separation. And he felt like, of course, they gave up. And he was saying how, even for example, he had a basketball game and they couldn't even, they had to sit on separate sides of the bleachers. They were nowhere near each other. And he just felt like, really? You're bringing that here? No united front here? But unfortunately, it's one of those things where it's like, as the child, the person in the middle, I guess he, of course, would feel powerless about it. And so I'm sure that he said some things in retaliation. And Dr. Simone just wanted to show, though, in that conversation that it's not just her. Because I guess maybe she gets more of the flank. And he acknowledged that, yes, his dad can be stubborn. And my whole thing is, this conversation is getting weird. This is getting weird. I know this is real and this happens in all households, but it always feels weird when the kid, is saying stuff about one parent and both parents. So I said, okay, we can move on, because he said she was stubborn too. And she said, all right, we're done with this. Now, Dr. Contessa, I don't know why I'm giving these people their respects this episode, because watch what I'm going to do towards the middle of this review. Dr. Contessa, she's at home, and it's a good thing that she's at home because her father's sick and he's there. And she's saying how he was actually asleep he was asleep in the airport for 4 hours. He was asleep in their car, asleep once they got there. He's just been sleeping. And I was thinking, okay, she knows better about these things and what his sleep schedule should be and how tired he should be. And that's what she was saying. She doesn't believe it. She believes that there's something more to that, and he's trying to protect her feelings. And I said, maybe he's just trying to protect his own. Because he was upstairs with the kids. Okay, cool, great. Came downstairs, and that's when she had to have a real conversation with her father. Hey, what's going on? What are the labs saying? And I forgot what test was being done, but the test that was done, anything over a 4, as far as the results, is really bad. Her father got a 300. And so she was telling us that a 300 essentially means you have cancer. And he took the test twice. But it was still partially inconclusive because all the scar tissue couldn't get a full accurate reading. And it sounds like she knows. It sounds like he's in denial, because he's saying the results technically weren't conclusive. And so miracles do happen. But the reality is he probably does have cancer. And what was it? Would that be prostate cancer? Pancreas? It's one of those. Like one of the really aggressive ones. Ooh. Because the ones in your organs, those are the really aggressive ones that you can't fight. Except for, with radiation prayer. But aside from that, and, different diet, all of that. But at that point, it's just so aggressive. It is so aggressive because you can't really build up your organs. They actually form relatively quickly from birth. And then after that, you can do stuff to treat your body good, but it's still not the same. Now, Mariah, she's dealing with a teenager. I believe her daughter's name is Lauren. And Lauren, she wants to get rid of her baby clothes. She is a little bit on the more petite, smaller side, especially going into high school. And it doesn't help that her clothing looks like the clothes of like an elementary / really just fun, free-spirited young middle schooler. And she's all for that. And I do agree that she does need a more mature, I'm not saying more revealing, more mature wardrobe, because school is a terror for a lot of people. Thankfully not for me. Thank you, Jesus, because that would have been But school is a terror for a lot of people, and you don't want your daughter to be bullied and, feel pressured and all of that. Because right now she seems to be in a good headspace, especially she's still talking to you. She's still being very honest, because Mariah said, when I was your age, same build, and it was, yeah, it was a lot. Did get teased and all of that, but by the time she graduated, she filled out. The guys looking at her. But a good question: are you having sex? Because her mom put her on the pill because her friends were having sex, and her mom was afraid. Mariah at the time felt very offended because it was like, you don't believe me. But her mom just wanted to make sure that her daughter didn't end up with an unexpected pregnancy. So she understood it at a later time. So she was asking her daughter, like, sex, like, the pill, familiar with all, not the sex, but with the pill, you familiar with that? It's like, yeah. Are your friends on it? Well, yeah, it's not. Well, are your friends having sex? Well, yeah. And it's like, okay, all right. We can work this wardrobe. If that's what's gonna, all right, we can work on this wardrobe. I said, yeah, work on the wardrobe. But I'm sure she did spend some nice money on that. That wardrobe. You can always sell it. Not gonna make the same, but you can always sell it. There are places that do take luxury or more high-end clothes and give you a little bit more for it, or you can get a credit. Now, Toya and Dr. Eugene, they're house shopping. I think the house that they were currently in, I think they were renting. If I'm not mistaken, they were renting because they had their own home. Then they got a even bigger home, and then they were having trouble selling the first home, and then they had to leave the bigger home. So then they went and rented a pretty big home, and now it's the time for them to have their own home that they can actually spend more money on. Not out of their budget, but their forever home, as they call it. And that home was nice. It was big, walk-in closets, high ceilings, big windows. And then the pool, to get into the pool is like a huge jacuzzi. And when I tell you, you slide into that pool, I said, oh Lord, not slide. I said, God is so good. Oh, and it's Sunday, God is so good. But the pool, the asking price for the house is $2.9 million. Tori said, can she talk to her husband? And that's when Dr. Eugene said, I wanted to show you what all the things that you wanted, you're asking for in the neighborhood would actually cost. Which I think is good because he knows his wife. And he knows that she's the type to where she would start to nitpick at certain things. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that at the end of the day, you said we're on the budget. I agree that we're on the budget. But if the houses that we're seeing within that budget don't suit your fancy, then what's the point? But so I'm glad that Toya, her immediate response was, why would you go and bring us to something that's way out of budget? Which is like, you're not going to do any more work. You're not going to. I want you home. I want us to be a family. Like, what's going on? And he looked a little surprised. I don't think that she was going to respond in that way. I'm sure he was happy by that. I'm sure that he didn't think that she was just going to go for that price that was so out of there. But I'm sure that he was even happier where she was like, don't even, like, I understand you're trying to do all this for your family, but come on, man. Come on. What?
Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back.
How would the realtors they were taking pictures at that house being the biggest birds. Yes, it was nice. Yes, it was really nice. Let me not downplay. To get all the ladies together and do something positive, Dr. Heavenly decided to have a crab fest, a crab boil. Now, little Alora, because apparently I've been calling her by the wrong name, Aurora. So, Miss Alora is helping her mother set up everything. and prepare and thinking, okay, cool, great. And in the process, the bags with the crabs broke because I'm thinking, why would you double, triple bag like that? So it broke, and then the crabs fell on the floor, and I'm thinking, no, I'm not eating that. So then Dr. Heavenly goes and takes some prongs and is picking up the crabs and throwing them into the pot. I'm thinking, we're not even washing the crabs. Yes, the heat will kill the bacteria, but that won't just remove the fecal matter. Okay, if you like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. Whatever. I guess in theory, we shouldn't think too deeply into the food that we eat because we'll find something nasty about all of it. Got it. Even though she was fine with one of the crabs and saying, Mariah, you will not get it. Oh, what a mess. So then Dr. Simone came over, saw that there were still some crabs there, and was like, my mother taught me the 5-second rule. After that, I'm not eating it. I'm not doing that. No. So because I'm thinking all of it's in the same pot. I would have said, ooh, it was made with butter. Oh, no, I can't eat that. I really can't, but perfect excuse. Can't eat that. Actually saves me from eating a lot of bull. Now, Dr. Simone came prepared and a little bit tacky and a little bit funny. She has her shoes on, her money bands, keeping 100. That's what's in her shoes. It's $100 bills. Because it has to do with Quad, and she does acknowledge that Quad was there for her when she was trying to find her father. So that was her way of saying this isn't a nitpicking, oh, I don't like Quad type of thing. This is a just keep it real situation. So Mariah comes and everything is cool, copacetic. Of course, it's going to continue to be weird between her and Heavenly, but oh Lord, I took away the doctor because some bull's about to come. You should already know. So Contessa comes along. See, I did it again. And now it's a conversation of, hey, so how's your dad? Well, things aren't too well. His health isn't the best. And of course, she would be upset about that because it's very upsetting. And the main thing that would really upset her is, so Miss Toya going and reacting the way that she reacted, even though it's like, I'm handling something very important and you're making all of this about you when a lot of it really isn't about you. That's the main issue in all of this. It's mainly not about you. It's mainly not about you. I'm going to say it one more time. It's mainly not about you. Mariah was saying, Toya is a friend. She demands certain things. And so that's why, and that's the same thing that I said, but it still doesn't make the reaction right. That's the problem right there. So now Toya comes along and says, I heard y'all talking, so let the conversation continue. I have to remember that Contessa and Toya were friends, so I'm sure this was years of angst building up, and that's what we're not discussing. That's what we're kind of forgetting. And so Mariah just puts it out there that, hey, so as we know, Toya was upset that you didn't let her know that you weren't coming, and Contessa again stated I had other things going on, so that's that. Heavenly actually made Mariah a drink because she was going to go and make Toya a drink. It's like, why can't you make me one? And she did, and Mariah appreciated it, and I said, this is good, we're getting somewhere with someone because it's backsliding in other areas. Dr. Jackie was going to be late, and Dr. Jackie, she's not fooling anyone. We know that Dr. Jackie knows that there's going to be some bull. So she's not going to run there quickly. She's going to take her time, do her job right. And when she gets there, she gets there. Because Dr. Jackie is the peacemaker. So when you have people who have issues and the peacemaker isn't there on duty, it means that some duties are going to happen. It's going to occur. It's going to fester. Stink. Nasty. Now, the other question is, where's Quad? Will she show up? And Contessa says, and Contessa's always had Quad's back from the start, which was, I understand coming in the group and seeing, okay, these ladies are jumping on this person, are consistently going at this person. But when you don't have the prior information, the cliff notes as to why that was occurring, then you can overstep. And I feel like with Contessa, that at times she's taking Quad's battle as her own. And I understand it's because she's putting herself into Quad's shoes. But there's a part two to that. You don't have to fight everyone's battles. That's a big thing with a lot of people. A lot of people feel as though, okay, it's not right if I don't say this and don't say that at all times. Sometimes you don't have to say anything. Sometimes you can just go and just ride out the wave with them. Show them, frontward support. Because now what happens is Contessa gets into an argument with Toya. Well, first, Mariah and Simone jump on her. I don't like the word jump on her. They go and quickly reply back and say, well, here's the thing. Quad was judgmental, had opinions and all of that in this group when all of us were going through stuff. So if she's afraid of her own medicine, which we're not even going to do that, then that's on her. And I said, yes, that is true. That is one point that we have to make sure we put out there. So Quad comes and everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. Quad gave Dr. Heavenly a hug. She gave Contessa a hug. And then she kind of did the whole church thing of, oh yes, hi Sister Toya, hi Sister Simone, hi Sister Mariah. That's what she did to those three, which a line was made in the sand at the beginning of that sit down, at the very beginning. And so now everyone's asking, Simone said, hey, catch us up. What's going on? About what? About everything. About life. And of course, Quad just has a look of. So then it quickly flips onto, instead of it being about Quad, it turns into the Contessa and Toya show, which was weird. And I understand that, again, another thing where it just felt like it came out of nowhere. It didn't, but it just felt like it came out of nowhere. So Contessa got pissed because Toya was saying, a phone call, a reach out, Quad, what was good? And so then Contessa said, wait, I never got a phone call about my dad. I didn't get this, didn't get that. So the double standard of it all about, oh, I want you to reach out to me. But when I'm going through something, where's my reach out? That sounds weird. But where is the love? Where is the loyalty? Hello? Hello? Like, where is it? Because it's nowhere to be found right now. And that's when it turns into this whole thing of Contessa was like, look, let's be very clear. Let's be very clear. Eagles don't roll with chickens, so I don't have nothing to say to you ever. Clucking like a hen over there. Oh, Lord. Well, I'm not a bird. I should... Okay, I'm just gonna have to move on. I'm gonna have to move on. In her confession, she says, I'm a hawk, and I'm gonna go and swoop down. And see what happens? See what happens? And obviously the conversation was supposed to go that way. So Dr. Simone, she shifts it back to Quad. Like, hey, we haven't heard from you. We don't know, how to help you if you can't talk to us. It is weird that it's like, okay, where's Quad? Have her come around. And then it switches to, okay, so why it take you so long to get here? I'm thinking, wait, did you just want to come here to just go and say, hey, where were you? It pissed me off that we were. I understand that No. I understand that Simone feels a certain way because she's going through stuff as well. And so for Quad to, I guess, make it the Quad show in the sense where Simone's going through stuff in her marriage that's a lot longer and Quad can't be supportive of her but Quad just wants complete understanding from her. I get it. I get it in general. So Quad now wants to leave because she's pissed. So now Quad's talking to Toya and Heavenly, and I said, Quad, we love you, but move that hand a little bit down. The Toya kept pulling, okay, now we can, keep the hand down. I said, yeah, because that hand's doing a little bit too much on my face. I can't do that hand. Oh, you can get popped quickly with that. I don't care what you're going through. Ooh. What was the point I was trying to make? Now, so she's upset because she's saying this is not sisterly. You know, a lot's going on in the marriage and about cheating and hotels, and I just can't figure out why. You know, we're supposed to be grown, to having an adult conversation. Of course, Contessa, because she feels like, I don't feel like she's ever felt like she's had the strongest footing in the group, so where she can go and just have that full support and minimal issues. But this is a competitive group, so there's that. That's a big piece, a big component to it. But she's saying, you know, Quad, you know, we just need to love people through it. And I said, that's cute. That's great. Mariah, actually being nice initially, brought Quad her bag, her purse, or her clutch, because it was small. And Quad said, oh, thank you. Can you just put it in the van, please? And I understand that because maybe Mariah's been friends with Quad for so long, and they were friends for so long, that maybe she took it as oh, you're trying to do some belittling stuff. But my whole thing is, if I feel like all these people are going at me, and you just did something, and I said, thank you, can you please just put it in the van? I just can't right now. And your immediate response is almost like a bleep you type. Because that's what it was. It's because Mariah felt offended. And so then she started to go at Quad. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. I know tensions are high. That's the only reason why. Because there's no other reason why this makes any sense. Why are we so upset? So now they're arguing in Heavenly's house and closing doors. And so then that's when, you know, Quad and Mariah, I guess they started to have a real conversation. And it's just like, you know, it's a lot going on, and this isn't what sisters do. This isn't sisterly. And that's when Dr. Heavenly gets upset. Toya came in with crabs and was eating. I said, oh my God, so petty. But then Dr. Heavenly got upset and essentially told Quad to get out, because Dr. Heavenly felt like, look, we are sisters, we are family. Friends are the ones that go and don't tell each other the full truth, and they're kind of just nice even when we don't mean it. Sisters are the ones that, even when you don't want to hear it, we tell you the real. And I said, you know what? That is true. That is real. You know, you're your family when you can tell people stuff that you know that they're not going to like, but they're still going to be around. But it was just too much. So please like, comment, subscribe. I did not expect this to be this long. Come back in.